a lot of focus. Okay, so the next piece on the program is something that I actually wrote in a coffee shop of all places. This will feature Tim Jeffson on the bass drum and myself on glockenspiel. And you probably have heard this instrument before. Give me 1 second. I'm a little bit too young for that, but anybody know where that's from? A commercial grade NBC or ABC? I can't even remember. NBC? Okay, I got it right the first time. So this is actually kind of interesting because the glockenspiel and bass drum, you wouldn't actually think of a duet between the two. It's a little bit of an awkward combination, but I think the way I've written it, it's pretty cute, and I think everybody will like it. This was inspired partially by my partner, my wonderful, wonderful wife, and so hopefully you'll hear a lot of fun things and a lot of excitement, and especially at the end of the piece, you'll hear a lot of fun things, and I think the kids will really like it. So this is two movements for glockenspiel and bass drum.
Thanks, Josh. This is an interesting combination of instruments. The first music you heard, the clapping music, is called minimalism or minimalist composition. To give you an idea where minimalism might be more something you could relate to is you go to an art gallery and you see a painting against a white wall, and the painting is nothing more than white on the canvas. And you're to interpret, what that means, or perhaps it just has a yellow line going across, so that there's a statement within just the absolute minimal expression. In that clapping music, what you heard was that theme that you all clapped with Josh. And in minimalist music, you make just the tiniest change, just the tiniest variation, and sometimes it's almost imperceptible. And yet it goes through all these permutations and you get back to where you were. Very minimal. Now, this program, because of the logistics and everything involved with outdoor performances, in a way, what you're looking at is the next step in a minimalist format. Normally, we might have xylophones and marimbas and cymbals and kettle drums and everything else out here. But he was able to come up with this it almost sounds Baroque music, like what you hear in Handel's Messiah. It's just an interesting combination of instruments. So I appreciate your willingness, and I'm glad that you enjoyed that. We're going to play now the third movement of his suite. And he does write the second movement as a love letter to his wife. I'm not sure how many of you would like to get that love letter, but I know she appreciates it. So please enjoy, and I have to take a moment to set up my music. Movement 3 of bass drum and glockenspiel. Just a couple of final comments. The music you just heard us play, Josh intentionally wrote it with almost no dynamic markings, whether it's soft or loud, so that we could demonstrate, just because of our musicianship, our ability to listen to each other and almost have an ESP kind of dialogue with each other and have a sense and a feel of whether we were going to make a crescendo or a diminuendo or play loud or soft. And I think it's key when you hear the next group, how you listen for that same interplay between the two players. And that's the expression part of music, even in percussion. So I thank you for your attention tonight, and we're going to work with the gentleman and strike this part of the stage, and the next group will come up very shortly. So sit back, drink your soda or your iced tea, and the program will continue shortly.
All right. They don't let me push the buttons over here. I get to switch the mic on and off. All right, so now would be a wonderful time for you, if you haven't already signed in, logged in to win 2 free tickets to a symphony performance. You can do that up here at one of these QR codes right up here up front. We would love to see you in Hellsberg Hall, but we would also love to see you back at one of our Music Box concerts. If you visit kcsymphony.org, you can see several of our upcoming performances. If the weather holds out this week, so let's fingers crossed for that. We're going to be out in Olathe tomorrow. We'll be out in Overland Park this weekend. We'll be up north again. We're going to be at English Landing Park this weekend. We'll be at Hodge Park this weekend. So we're doing a lot of Northland stuff, which is near and dear to me because I'm a Northlander as well, as I assume many of you, if not all of you, are. So we like to bring all of our music up to the Northland whenever possible. I also want to let you guys know, how many of you, does anybody follow the Symphony on social media, on Facebook or Instagram? All right, so if you don't do that, I encourage you to do that now for one very important reason. Well, two. One is that, we post fun stuff all the time, so we would love for you to check it out. I know for sure on Facebook today, the Symphony launched our new documentary. We put together a 30-minute documentary featuring all of the activities we did on the mobile music box throughout the last 8 months, really. And it's a documentary called Music Mobilized, and the entire documentary is posted on Facebook right now. You should be able to access it through mysymphonyseat.org and YouTube and the Symphony website and everywhere soon, but you can watch it right now, maybe in another 30 minutes. Don't watch it right now. But you can watch that, and you can check out all of the different ensembles that have been going out. You can kind of learn a little bit about our story and how the Music Box came to be, and all the different places we visited, and you hear from some of audience members and a lot of our musicians, and how everybody kind of dealt with what we've all been going through for the last 18 months, but how we in the Symphony kind of weathered that and experience that. So I encourage you to check it out. It's called Music Mobilized, and we are very excited about it and very proud of it as well. I do want to say a special hello to those of you tuning in on the live stream on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. Normally, I would say that to win the 2 free tickets, you must be present to win. However, we're going to let that move a little bit because we are having audiences listen inside the hospital. So if patients and staff were unable to get out here with us today, they're broadcasting that to inside the hospital, which I think is a wonderful thing, and applaud the hospital for doing that. It's really a special thing. I think we should give them a round of applause for that. So if at the end of this performance tonight, if I call a name and that person is not here, we're not going to and we're not going to be upset about it. We're just going to appreciate the fact that somebody right now inside the hospital has been awarded some tickets, and that's pretty cool too. So we have just, ooh, it looks like we're ready. Look at that. Awesome. We now have a duo from the Kansas City Symphony. It's a very special group, and they have a wonderful program for you. They get to rehearse this stuff more often than not because they live together. They're a couple, and so they've gotten to weather this pandemic together. And I'm sure I've gotten to play a lot of wonderful music that we're going to hear tonight. But will you please welcome Anne-Marie Brown and Larry Figg.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. I would just like to say personally that this is so moving to actually be playing for people. And it's so moving to see people that are listening to us play for people. So thank you so much for coming out. And it's really good to be back and playing. Like she said, my name is Larry Figg, and this is Anne-Marie Brown. I've been in the symphony for 21 years, 22 years maybe. And Anne-Marie, I want to say it's getting close to 20, maybe 16 or 17, something like that. So we're going to start tonight's program with 3 composers. And the first one we're playing is a man named Glier, and he was a Russian composer. And these duets are original duets for violin and cello. And, I forgot to say hello to everyone in the hospital. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us. We're happy to be playing for you, too. So Glier wrote this work in 1909. And what's really interesting about the 3 composers tonight is they're all about 20 years apart. They're all about from the same era. And this first Russian composer, Glier, actually sounds more classical than some of the other pieces we're going to be playing, which are written before it. But these are 7, is it 6? 7, I believe it's 7 movements. And the first movement is called Gavotte. Thank you. This next movement is called Prelude. Thank you. The next two songs we're playing are called Canzonetta, Cradle Song, and then Canzonetta. And I have to say that when we were waiting for our colleagues to perform, there was a person with a really cute puppy back in the parking lot. And sometimes, when we play these pieces, we want to have images. And so we have a really cute dog at home named Butter. And this Cradle Song, I have to say, just kind of makes me think of Butter. So just imagine a cute little puppy for this Cradle Song. Thank you very much. It's very humid out here today. The next two pieces are called Intermezzo and Impromptu. Thank you. And the last movement we'll play from Glière is called a scherzo, which actually is the definition of a scherzo is a joke. So I guess it's more of a pleasantry than a joke. But here's a scherzo by Glière. Thank you very much. So that was written in 1909, which is interesting. The next piece we're going to play is by Irving Berlin. And this is an arrangement for cello and violin of his song Always. And this was written in 1925. Thank you. And the last piece we're going to play is by a composer. It's kind of local, and this was written in 1899. And apparently he worked at something called the Maple Leaf Club. And this is a song by Scott Joplin called The Maple Leaf Rag. So I want to once again thank you all for coming. Thank you all who are listening in closed circuit. Thank you all for coming out today. This means so much to us. I hope it means a lot to you. But please keep supporting music as much as you can all the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. And how about another round of applause for Larry and Anne-Marie and Josh and Tim, who are still back here. It has absolutely been our pleasure to perform for you this evening. Thank you all for supporting music and supporting the symphony and supporting your community, and to the hospital, thank you for having us. I will tell you that the winner of our 2 free tickets is Sherry Person. Is Sherry here? Oh, where is Sherry? Oh, there we go. Yay. Sherry, come see me. I'll have your voucher up here, and you'll have 2 free tickets to see the symphony. For the rest of you, I hope that you come back and you see us on our mobile music box in the Kaufman Center, wherever you would like and feel most comfortable experiencing the symphony. And thank you again to North Kansas City Hospital for being a wonderful partner, and to all of you. So thank you so much.
Thanks again to the Kansas City Symphony. The music was so good, I don't know if anybody noticed, but even the deer came out of the woods up on the hill to listen to the music. It was that good. Thank you for supporting our mission, and drive home safely. Thank you very much.